Well, still working on the Exxon Valdez. This bike had several oil leaks, actually. The problem with the breather from the blow-by, that's fixed because it's got new cylinders and pistons on it. It's already got 300 miles on it. It did the break-in with the 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, cool down in between. The 1 mile, then the 2 mile. Then I did, I think 37 miles real easy. Then I did another, I don't know, 20 after that. I already got 300 on it, just real easy. So a couple more hundred. So I still had an oil leak. So I found out, I'm looking on the bottom and I saw that hose. Where the hell is it? I don't know. Oh, it's over here, right there. That hose there. That clamp wasn't even on there. Like, it was just, you touch it with your finger and just spin around. So it leaked down there. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I got it. So I'm riding it. And you see, it don't leak if you do like 50 miles. It won't leak. It's only when you get it really like 80 or 100 miles and it's been running a while, then it leaks. So I took it out for a ride. It was doing I did about 98 miles, I think. Real easy. Cool weather, varying the RPMs and stuff. So it's leaking. It's leaking over there. You see there's some leaking now because I sprayed it down with brake stuff, so it's still leaking off of that. But it only leaks when it runs. But I should be okay now. But so the first two problems, the clamp, and I did check all these clamps before, but I guess I forgot to check that one, so that one was loose. But that clamp is cool. The pistons are in there. And so I'm looking, this one's like leaking drip, 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 drip. So I had it sitting here like at 2,000 RPM at idle, and with the cardboard underneath it, and it wouldn't do it really when it was idling. You get the pressure up a little bit when it's really, really hot oil, then it does. And then I saw another one up here, but this one back here. So I'm like, where the hell is this coming? I'm looking underneath, and I'm seeing it was from the back of this tappet block, coming from back there, and this one from the back of the tappet block. Now, I put new O-rings in this stuff before when I did the lifters and stuff, and before there was so many leaks I couldn't figure out. There was leaks coming from the rockers too, man. It was all kinds of leaks from this thing. So I read that you can't, the parts get old. They, these parts you really got to replace them sometimes. I don't want to do that because they're kind of expensive. So, and I read online that sometimes people, they put new O-rings in it and stuff, and everything's super squeaky clean. It still leaks, right? Because it's old parts. These cast parts, they kind of warp, and that's just what happens. So, not all the time, but older bikes. This thing's 36 years old. It's an '89, so So what I did, and if you look at Google AI, it'll tell you never, ever, ever put RTV on a Harley because you get into oil passages. That's good advice, actually, but you got to put it on real thin, like just a smooth little layer, no gopping on there, real thin. So I was able to, I was wondering if I had to loosen the push rods. I was thinking, nah, I probably don't, because this is not being pushed down by the push rod. It's just, so you have to just unclip this, which I got a tool for, I made. So you unclip the push rod tube covers, whatever you call those things, and slide them up, and you can see the push rods under there, and you can unscrew this and lift it up very carefully. Now, if you got to pry, you got to put like a cloth between the screwdriver, just in case. If you got to pry real gently, you don't want to put the slightest ding on there or nothing. Use a piece of cloth. So sometimes I had to work it back and forth with something. I put vice grips on there with the cloth around it, kind of work it back and forth a little bit, and you lift them up maybe about that much. You want to lift them all the way out. So I went around here with before I even took that apart, I sprayed the hell out of it with brake cleaner, blasted the heck out of it, all behind in here and stuff. And then I put a thin coat after, and then when I lifted it up, I had about, I don't know, say maybe 3/8 of an inch that you can see from here, between this and that, right? It was up like that, right? Like 3/8, maybe the thickness of my finger, right? Like that. So I was going around there with a Q-tip and pipe cleaners with brake brake cleaner on it. You know, not spraying it, but just on a Q-tip. Cleaned it off super, super clean. Then, after that dried, I took some of this stuff. Permatex, the right stuff, 90-minute gasket maker. This stuff is like, I like this stuff, and I like the gray RTV. And a copper. I don't know. But this stuff is like killer. So, I put a real thin coat around there, real even. Not, you know, not so thin that it wasn't there, but you could see, you know, it was, you know, I like using the black because it shows up better. If I was using the gray stuff, which I kind of like that too, it would be kind of hard to tell how much, if it was covered with this gray metal. So I used this, and, you know, the back part, and I put a little, even around the O-ring, like real slight, real, just a tiny bit, all around there, real even, on the top O-ring. That was on the lifter block, and then I tightened them down. They're supposed to be 110 inch-pounds. As a matter of fact, I can't find my other Made in USA. I got another inch-pound one besides this, but I have a half-inch drive inch-pound one. I just bought this. You know, it's an old one from Craftsman, Made in USA. I had to kind of bend some stuff to make it work perfect, but it's a real good one. You're not going to screw up with a beam type, because you got to be careful. I didn't want to mess with this when I did the top end, because I wasn't sure if this was leaking. If it was, I thought it wasn't leaking much. I suspected it leaked a little bit, but I didn't really think it did that much. So, and it mainly does it when the engine's really warmed up. So I could have done this before, but I was afraid that if I take these bolts out, you never know. I mean, they're in aluminum. So, you know, I was like, yeah, don't mess with it. if it leaks a tiny bit, I'll live with it, you know. But I don't mind seepage. I don't like leakage is no good. Seepage is okay. So, you know, the torque on these is 110 inch-pounds, and you know, basically I can tell just by feel, because I actually did it by feel, and I checked with the torque wrench. It was cool. So tomorrow, I'm waiting on exhaust flange gasket. One of my It's not the gasket. It's like I don't know what the hell you call it. Some kind of like sleeve that's under between the manifold flange, and then there's new gaskets in there. I know that, and the flanges are okay. This side's okay. It's got this thing between the flange and the gasket. I don't know what the hell you call it. It's like a little. It was like screwed up on this side, so I got it. I ordered the whole kit with the two flanges and all that shit and everything, just for that one little part, just in case I might need something later down the line. I'll just fix that one little part. Then I got an exhaust leak in, exhaust leak, it's got loud mufflers on it, but it's got an exhaust leak right where the crossover comes into this pipe. Now, I saw you can get some pretty good stuff on eBay sometimes, like pretty good shape, get it used. There's a guy down here in Florida had the whole setup and stuff. But I went down to Walmart and I got some muffler tape bandage. It's red and it'll turn brown after a while. But I could wrap it around there. It's just like right where that thing joins, this pipe going down like this. There's a crossover pipe, and it's right here. And it's like I could wrap it around there a whole bunch of times. And, you know, there's a chrome heat shield that goes right over it, so you're not even going to see that. So that'd be cool. And if it doesn't hold, I think it will hold, though, because I've used stuff like that. It does hold pretty good. But, you know, it's like $5 instead of, you know, 100. So that was cool. So this Exxon Valdez should be pretty soon. We'll see what's going to happen with it. I even got a leak that could be that drop over there. I got a leak from the transmission, the clutch cable. That leaks a little bit, real slow. That'll leak when it's sitting here. But it's like I got new clutch cable. I'm not going to put all the shit, no, excuse me, I'm not going to put all the stuff in here that I got, all my parts that I have available right now, but I'm going to put in, what do you call it, like the clutch cable, the shoe and the spring and the adjuster for the primary chain. I'm going to put the clutch throwout bearing, and I'm going to change that spacer spring thing that's in the clutch pack with I'm going to change it out with putting two steels and one of the fiber disc. Replace it with that. That's like a fail point that can happen from the factory. So there's a way to upgrade that. I already got the stuff for that. I think that's it. but I'm not going to do that right away. But what I do is when I seal the primary up, I really don't like the gasket too much. I use stuff like this. As a matter of fact, anytime I drop a transmission oil pan or something on a car, I'll let the oil drain really, really good, clean off everything with brake cleaner, let it, make sure everything's dry, and I put it on there with that Permatex stuff because it's like, even if the bolt's backed off, that pan is like glued on there, man. It ain't going nowhere. So, anyway, see if this thing keeps rolling. I got antique plates on it now, too, so I figured I'd put that one-time fee of $39 because it's over 30 years old. It's 36 years old, so it's actually going to be 37 in 2026 are coming out, so 37 years old, man. Dinosaur, man. So, like me. Anyway. Exxon Valdez, man. So, I don't even have much time to, I like sometimes watching some of the motorcycle stuff that's out there from a few people. Like, I'll watch, Insane Throttle, Hollywood guy, watch Chatting with Stacks. Those are about the only two I watch. And, I didn't have time to do that crap. It's like I'm actually riding and fixing bikes and fixing cars more than just watching YouTube videos. But a lot of times I'll watch YouTube videos for how-to and health. And unfortunately, I can just tell you right now, I'm still doing that HHO 12 hours a day, and I feel pretty damn good. I can't put any health videos on it because it's illegal. I get a feeling if I'm 20 years from now, I'm like 90, and I'm still I'm actually younger than I am right now, they're going to kill me because I found the secret to a longer life. The lizards, you know what I mean? The reptilians, or as David Icke calls them. We know who they really are. Anyway, after this, we're going to show you a picture of Goldie and Leo, the two buds, the cats. Hey, you two. We happy? It's freaking Leo and Goldie. Wow. Carla's on the chair. Meow, meow. And Onyx is under there. Yeah.